What can happen when trauma symptoms go undiagnosed? For example, could behaviors like substance abuse, relationship problems, or even eating disorders stem from experiences of childhood trauma? You see, when trauma occurs at an early age, it affects development in many ways, and this can cause reactions that differ from what we see in adults who are diagnosed with PTSD. Dr. Bessel Kolk explains 3 ways that childhood trauma contributes to these problems.
We are really beginning to develop a discipline of childhood trauma. And what we see when we look at those kids is that, and these kids as they grow older, that their problems are very different from PTSD. Their problems are primarily has to do with attention, being able to focus in on something and to engage with something in a very steady, consistent way. So they get thrown off, they have a hard time really focusing on things, sticking with things, concentrating on things, filtering irrelevant stuff out, so they get hijacked. So that's one very big issue, which deserves its own whole special series of treatment. The second thing is the core issue of affect regulation. And that is that we have our emotions in order to tell us what to do and where to go, to orient our bodies, our minds to the reality around us. Traumatized people's emotions become too large, too extreme, or they become too quiet, and once they get activated, unlike people who are relatively doing pretty well, and you get upset, and 10 minutes later you're fine again, you go back to work. And so chronically traumatized people keep getting stuck. Something happened yesterday, and today they're still out of sorts about it, and tomorrow they're still out of sorts about it, and their whole weekend is hijacked by something that happened, and then they deal with that hijacking by trying to calm themselves down in any way they can. And that's where the whole issue of drugs and alcohol comes in, and self-mutilation and eating disorders, because they all seem to be chronic adaptations to this affect dysregulation problem that you see in this population. The third area is in the area of relationships. So if somebody has messed with you, you have a basic perception of the world that people will hurt you, will make you not feel safe, that you're helpless, that people are going to mess with you. So you position yourself in the world as somebody who should always protect herself, or as somebody who should be aggressive or arrogant or distant or dependent and compliant and please everybody, because if you stand up for yourself, terrible things will happen to yourself. And so there's the main sort of 3 different areas. So it's not about memory, but it's the formation of the self, the brain, the mind, and bodily.
As Dr. Kolk pointed out, it's important for us to understand the roots of these issues so that we can address them with targeted interventions. As practitioners, it's crucial that we learn to recognize developmental trauma so that children aren't misdiagnosed and given treatments that don't even address the core issue. Now I'd like to hear from you. Have you ever recognized any of these symptoms as potential childhood trauma? Please leave your comments in the comment section just below, and thanks for watching.